Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this week we have an antique orchestra music box made by Nicole Freres, who are one of the finest makers of the age. But more about that right after this. So, this is a rather large music box, very heavy, and as I said, it's an orchestra music box, but we'll get into that in a second. If we can just take a look at the outside case. Wonderful inlay to the lid and to the front of the case. You have the original locking key, which is always nice. Let's just unlock the lid. You have the gilded handles on the side of the case for carrying. So if we just lift the lid, as you can see, you've got the large tune sheet. And if we lift the glass lid as well, you can have a better look at the movement. So the base plate is 1/2 inch thick of solid brass with the Nicole Freres stamp in the top left corner. We have an enormous spring barrel to power the movement, as it takes some power to work a movement like this. The cylinder here is known as a fat cylinder. As you can see by the size of it, it's much larger than the average music box, about 13 inches long and 3¼ inch diameter. So looking at the comb here, in actual fact you can see 3 combs. You've got the main comb, the large one in the middle, and to the left of that you've got the comb that operates the drum. It's linked to the drum beaters, and when the teeth are lifted on this comb, the drum beaters pull back and beat the drum. The comb on the right hand side operates the bells and the castanet. Hence why this is known as an orchestra box, because as well as the standard music box performance, you've got the extra instruments of bells, drum and castanet. Anyway, with that said, I think it's now time to play the first tune. So as usual, we've completely overhauled this box. The case has been totally restored back to its original condition, and the movement, everything's being taken apart. Every single piece is being cleaned, polished, lubricated and reassembled, and it's now playing as it would have done all those years ago. Anyway, I think it must be time for another tune. So as I mentioned in the intro, this particular music box was made by the prestigious firm of music box makers Nicole Freres. Now Nicole Freres started making music boxes in about 1815. They were based in Geneva and they made boxes throughout most of the 19th century. This particular music box was made in 1868, and just to give us some idea of how long ago that is, here are some of the events that were happening around the world during that time. Public hanging was abolished in the United Kingdom. Penal transportation from the UK to Australia also ended in 1868. And across the Atlantic to the United States, Andrew Jackson's impeachment trial began that same year. So once again, as we've said in previous episodes, when this music box was first purchased, these were some of the events that were happening around the world. Anyway, let's have another tune. So one of the nice things about this music box is that you can turn on or off the drum, bells or castanet at will. As you can see, it has these 3 levers and you're able to turn one or any of the instruments on or off at will by shifting the levers. So I'm now going to demonstrate winding the music box by pulling the handle back and forth to wind the spring. So now that we have plenty of power, energy in the spring, during this next tune, I'm going to be turning each of the instruments on and off at will to give you a demonstration. So, let's play the next tune. We're going to finish off now by playing the remainder of the tune programme, but as always, if you could like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. So this being a 12-air box, there's quite a few tunes left to play. So until next time, take care and goodbye.